Dude, your balls are massive. I mean, I know we've had this conversation.
Gray sweatpants, I know.
Someone else
Like,
did.
I
take up for
legit,
us.
I kind of want to see them.
What the Sigma? It's the brothers chatter.
TikTok? I don't want to say.
God damn!
That's just the one.
God
And it's
damn,
like hot
dude!
gold.
Fucker's
You can't
huge!
get that whole thing out.
What is wrong with you? Like, you enjoy.
Wait a minute, what are you coming to me for? He's standing there with his pants down.
You asked.
First, you wanted to see Crabtree's dick.
Come out.
And-
And asked it, right?
And
That's not
yes,
on me.
and you asked him, and he showed
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Now you asked McDermott to see his nut.
I felt like he was stuffing. Felt like it wasn't real.
I wish it wasn't real. Tim, you know when I sit down to take a shit, like I cut my balls in half. Like I have a ring on the toilet seat on my nuts. I've had them where I've like my nuts have dipped in the toilet water. I've had to sit down and lift my nuts up and put them over the seat.
That's why I wanted to see. Like, no homo.
No, that's all.
Yeah,
You know
I
how
know.
big they are. You see them, and I'd say
I know,
it's
but
not my dick.
I thought maybe you were stuffing.
Everyone else has wondered. Even Cannon wondered.
Exactly.
And-
I had the
right?
balls.
He never
I
asked.
had the balls to
No,
ask.
he never
Dude,
asked because he didn't
no.
want to see.
I
that.
think it's
You
less homo.
almost because there was cameras up there. I was like, "Can't I'll go to the bathroom right now and like you just stand in the hallway and like do a quick glance."
I think it's less homo that I asked. Everyone else is wondering. It's like the gay curious.
No, Tim,
no,
Tim.
listen, hold on.
Just
Hold on.
because-
Let me fucking
What
talk.
was the position I did the can?
Yeah, the Captain Morgan,
He'd be in the middle of muster meeting talking,
and then just start
looking at
staring.
everybody, and then just be like,
I think it's less gay because other people are like, "Oh, I wonder what it's like." It's like that gay curious thing,
That was
like,
pretty
"Ooh,
gay.
what I want." Like when Crabtree showed me that picture of his dick, I was like, "You know what? Good for you, yeah, bro." I wasn't like, "Ooh, man, I'd like to have a piece of
I
that."
can't
Just
judge him
because-
because I've looked at a guy's dick at work.
Just because you have the confidence to ask somebody to see their nuts or their dick doesn't mean it's still okay.
How is that any different than the penis showing game from the movie Waiting? Is that gay?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Bullshit.
It is
Because
like-
you would, if
it's a
you
little-
were in the
Okay,
situation, you would
actually,
engage in
no.
that game.
Actually,
Shut the
it's
fuck up.
not gay because they're not asking to see it. It's you're gay because you
Oh yeah,
looked.
that is true.
No,
They do
Tom.
get kicked for
Yeah.
yeah, called a
Nah,
fag.
but see, like I'm gonna admit, like because the kid at work, he's like a beanpole. You know, like he's not that tall. He's like probably about my height, a little shorter. But like,
Yeah.
he says like he has a big dick. So I was like, finally, I was like, I don't think you do. Like everybody who says that, he has
But he's got a big dick.
he has a picture in his phone of him holding his dick with two hands, and still the top of his dick still coming out. And I was like,
Dang.
yeah, that's a big dick.
Yeah,
So, like,
and you're
was it a little
good for
gay
you.
for looking? Yeah,
Yeah,
but like that was for science.
for
now-
science.
Science.
He then told us afterwards that he was 17 at the time when he took that picture. So I don't know if that makes me.
I've never been
Predator.
able to hold my dick with two hands. Although I'm getting close with Blue Chew.
If I hold my dick one hand, it
I'm
almost
out. I'm
disappears.
kind of sad.
Damn, I threw the rest of it away because I didn't really want it. If I had known you were using it like that, I would have gave it to
I
you.
use it every time.
Really?
I want to say, in fucking Canada, you can get Cialis for like just over the counter.
Yeah, I mean, healthcare is
America.
free up there.
But no, but like the drug there, you're allowed to just buy
Yeah.
off like in America, you got to have a fucking prescription.
know.
That's stupid.
Dude, it's $25 a month for a six pack. That's a lot.
For me, that
especially
would
if you're-
last fucking a year.
I mean, yeah, if you're not really
Poor
fucking,
guy.
that's
Yeah.
gonna last a while.
Well, it's not that I'm at the point where it's not that it's not working or not staying hard. It's just a better experience
Yeah,
now.
that's what, because like the little bit of times a year I can fuck, I want it to be like magical,
Yeah.
like worth my time.
That sounded gay.
I was using it because I was going fucking hard. Like it gets you, like
Oh yeah,
I don't need
And I-
that.
Yeah,
dude, I
hard.
felt like I was rageful.
Like-
I like almost had to be like, "You all right?" Afterwards,
I'm
Yeah.
a big bottle I got for my pocket pussy.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to embarrass anybody.
that
Never
poor
mind.
pocket pussy. It gets
What?
so much
Nothing.
action.
I don't want to embarrass anybody.
It gets so much action.
That does actually. It's
And
fucking
is it
miserable.
still just as awesome as it was?
Yeah,
first day?
because like now it's to the point where it's like I can get this done in under a minute because I just
Really?
dump a
It's that
shit ton
good?
of lube in it and then I act like they're real wet.
See, I would worry that too much lube would it would
Make it
lose
so you don't,
feeling.
so you don't feel it as
But
much.
You still feel it. Now, let me ask you, because you are kind of a sex fiend, a little bit, to your words.
Yeah, and I married the
What-
woman who lied. Oh my god! Backstory on it. I didn't fuck her for the first month. Like we dated and stuff
That's okay.
because
That's
like
normal.
knowing who she was, like I didn't want to like
Yeah.
not like Dickin would give a fuck, but like because I kind of knew Nina then too. I was like, I don't want to like.
Take her
This is
down
someone's
and-
sister. Like I
yeah.
know who this girl like family is now. So like finally she got drunk one time and she was like, "Why haven't you tried to fuck me?" She's like, "You're literally a man whore and like you haven't even tried to fuck me."
I'm
So
starting
then-
to think there's something wrong with her.
Yeah,
So she
then
wanted you to fuck her in that first
we would
month.
fuck a lot, like a lot.
I remember.
And then we got engaged. We'd still fuck, but like not as much.
Yeah.
Then we got married, and it's like,
She was just fucking you to get that ring on the finger.
well, I think it's also because I'm a lazy sack of shit.
Yeah. That's
So like, if I would do more around the house, she'd probably,
You'd probably
be
be
like,
more in the
yeah.
mood.
But it's
Yeah.
like sex or
do you try to get her in the mood at all?
literally like all we had to do. Oh, I'm trying. Trust me. Now it's to the
Like,
point
if
of
you
like
guys are,
if I cook dinner or like do dishes or something and clean, it would probably put her in the mood. But it's like, do I really want to have sex that bad? I think it's just because I'm not being a lazy piece of shit.
Well,
So like if you guys are sitting on the couch together and like, you know, you're like, hey,
back rub.
Well,
I
you
know
should.
you've had a hard day. Swing your legs up here real
Yeah, let me
quick
rub
and
your
start
I don't
rubbing
rub
their
feet.
legs.
I was gonna say I don't touch feet.
I mean, I don't like feet
start
either,
rubbing the
but I do what I
legs,
gotta do.
And then you work your way up. Start
That don't
rubbing,
work. Don't work.
you know, the upper thighs.
Don't
Really?
work.
That doesn't work.
That works for
Trust
me
me,
every time.
We've
we've watched a heated fucking movie, like sexual movie, like that used to work too. And then like we were kind of like intense kissing, and then I went and she's like, no,
Try a horror movie.
no, it's you know at this point
you gotta
I'm just
find
gonna-
her kink.
At this point, she can keep doing all the chores by herself, and I'm gonna keep fucking my pocket pussy. So
I would say that's Ashley's getting shot. I mean, a horror. I'll put a horror movie.
That
I'll
turns
watch
her on.
love
That's
stories.
fucking creepy, dude.
Well, you know how she is. She loves Halloween. She
I
loves
didn't know it
Michael
turned her on
Myers.
though.
I mean, I don't really think it does, but
And
I
maybe
mean,
it does. No, that's like the other day. You know, I was trying to turn Tammy on, and she caught me, you know, blowing bubbles in the bathtub. Hey, Bubbles. Oh, he must have left.
awesome joke. Yeah.
I got where the joke was going, but
Yeah.
like first, I did picture Tim actually blowing like bubbles in the
Oh,
bathtub.
I can imagine. I'm surprised that's not on a TikTok yet.
I was thinking it would be funny if I would have had like some hulking black guy just walk through the curtain right now
I
with,
bet he just
with a real deep ass voice like the dude from
And then
Green Mile. But what's up, fellas?
and then puts his hands on McDermott's shoulders. How you doing?
I need that right now, just because like my neck and like shoulders
Go
are
talk to
sore.
Vince.
I do miss his hands. He has some strong fucking
He
hands,
did.
dude.
Yeah, I know. He smacked my fucking back and thought it was my ass.
Oh yeah, I remember just talking about that. But so before we get into this week's episode, because I think it's a good video. I don't know if you guys will like it, but I did see something this morning I wanted to share with you guys. A little TikTok video. You know how like everyone has like all these weird handshakes they're coming up
Yeah.
with now, and now you've got couples coming up with different handshakes.
What?
Yeah. So this is one I saw this morning, and I had to kind of write it in because it was funny. Where's TikTok?
My kid got one.
You go, oh, do you?
Yeah.
I have handshakes with the kids. Me and Reagan have one we still do all the
I don't
time.
like my kid enough.
Yeah, he's pretty dumb. That's Harrison Barnes.
Is there any
No, it's under my. I don't use.
I was gonna say that's
do I
an
find
old
my-
NBA player.
The stuff you like, go to your
Yeah.
profile.
I put it under
Like-
favorites.
Oh,
Here it is.
She's married to a
All right,
black
let's
guy.
see.
Bye.
oh,
Oh,
oh!
Bye.
All right, let's see.
Bye.
I can never get Ashley to do that. She hates spit.
It caught me out. No, I was like, "What?"
yeah, but he's the one
fuck?
getting his hand spit on.
All right,
Yeah, I
let's
know,
see.
but she don't like
I'd be
spit
pissed.
regardless. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know, dude. That would kind of turn me on.
I know, right? Like,
If
definitely
she
would.
spit on my thumb,
Especially
I'd
if
be
she
like,
put her mouth on it, she spit on it and then started going like this.
yeah, I
Suck-
mean,
sucking
ever
her
since
thumb.
Hawk 2, everybody wants spit on now.
I mean, that was the thing. Trust me, I've experienced it.
So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty.
That
funny.
doesn't make me want to do one with Ashley.
Not even a little bit.
No.
All right, so I do have a video that I wanted to watch with you guys. Have you ever heard about egg theory?
Egg theory. Was this one Joe Rogan recently?
Not that I'm aware of. All right, so this is I think it's like a 6-minute video And it's kind of like a story, but we can pause it
I
through.
feel like this has to do with science.
Yeah.
Or religion.
You were on your way home
Great.
when you died.
What?
Man, or possibly a woman. Some vague authority figure, maybe. Don't worry, I said. They'll be fine. Your kids will remember you as perfect in every way. They didn't have time to grow contemptuous of you. Your wife will cry on the outside, but will be secretly relieved. To be fair, your marriage was falling apart. If it's any consolation, she'll feel very guilty for feeling relieved.
I would hope.
Oh. So what happens now? Do I go to heaven? Or hell or something? Neither. You'll be reincarnated. Ah.
No.
So the Hindus were right. All religions are right in their own way.
Pause.
Walk with me. You followed along as we strode through the void. Where are we going? Nowhere in particular. It's just nice to walk while we talk. So, what's the point then? When I get reborn, I'll just be a blank slate, right? A baby. So, all my experiences and everything I did in this life won't matter. Not so. You have within you all the knowledge and experiences of all your past lives. You just don't remember them right now. I stopped walking and took you by the shoulders. Your soul is more magnificent, beautiful, and gigantic than you can possibly imagine. A human mind can only contain a tiny fraction of what you are. It's like sticking your finger in a glass of water to see if it's hot or cold. You put a tiny part of yourself into the vessel, and when you bring it back out, you've gained all the experiences it had. You've been in a human for the last 48 years, so you haven't stretched out yet and felt the rest of your immense consciousness. If we hung out here for long enough, you'd start remembering everything. But there's no point to doing that between each life. How many times have I been reincarnated then? Oh, lots. Lots and lots. And into lots of different lives. This time around, you'll be a Chinese peasant girl in 540 AD. Wait, what? You're sending me back in time? Well, I guess technically, time as you know it only exists in your universe. Things are different where I come from. Where you come from? Oh, sure. I come from somewhere else. And there are others like me. I know you'll want to know what it's like there, but honestly, you wouldn't understand.
So, in this theory, time doesn't really exist in between lives.
Well, it's not. Yes, in this theory, but also that's what one bridge of another dimension. Like, so you know how like we exist in like the third dimension, and they talk about the fourth, fifth. Apparently, there's infinite dimensions. Supposedly, one of those like dimensions, I think it's like somewhere between 4 and 8, is that they don't experience time; they experience all time at the same time. So time is an illusion.
That hurts my brain.
I know it really does. But if you think about it, time, really is an illusion. Like all of our time, like 60 seconds. All starts from how long it takes the sun to revolve around, or the earth to revolve around the sun. Time actually isn't real.
Yeah, time isn't real. It's just our thing. Here's my thing. Earlier in the thing, it said, you know, like, so what I've accomplished and everything doesn't actually matter now. And he's kind of right, because, like, if you can't access your soul and remember everything, then why does your accomplishments matter?
You will. So, like, he was only this guy died at 48, so like he didn't. You ever wonder like when people get like in their 80s, 90s, like they get Alzheimer's and shit, like they start saying some weird shit. You're like, maybe that's them remembering another life, and you're like, you're fucking nuts. But in reality, like they're starting to remember their other life, and spew stuff out.
So it's interesting that.
But what like when you're 80 or 90, how does that even help you? Like I guess
like the longer you're on. Like that body's alive, the more might start coming back to you.
It's just like in the span of every incarnation that you end up having, what you actually do, like, just doesn't feel like it actually does matter.
And it's interesting to hear you say that because that's going to come full circle when we get to the end. Like, does it matter or doesn't?
This podcast don't matter.
Right?
Oh,
Exactly.
you said a
podcast
little let
really
down.
matters.
But wait, if I get reincarnated to other places in time, I could have interacted with myself at some point.
Here's where it gets good.
Sure, happens all the time. And with both lives only aware of their own lifespan,
Time out.
you
You
don't
could be
even know.
fucking yourself.
You could definitely be fucking
I'm done.
yourself.
I don't like the egg theory anymore.
It has you haven't even gotten to the full aspect of it.
It's happening.
You could really be fucking
So,
yourself.
what's the point of it all? I looked you in the eye. The meaning of life, the reason I made this whole universe, is for you to mature. You mean mankind? You want us to mature? No, just you. I made this whole universe for you. With each
So,
new life,
we're all the
you
same.
grow and mature and become a larger and greater intellect. Just me?
This is where the whole alien thing comes into play. Not like the alien, but the transcendent thing. Okay? Because he wants us to mature, to transcend to what, though?
Get into it.
Okay, so basically, every incarnation, like you, me, him, we're all the same soul. Basically, is what it's saying.
We are all one.
Don't fucking touch me.
I'm just touching myself.
So if he jerks you off, it's actually not that weird.
So hold on. So you're not technically. So we're all asexual then. In the egg
Yeah.
theory, you'd be asexual. You love yourself.
Well, asexual, you don't have any sexual attraction.
Oh, I don't know then. Asexual, whatever the one you love yourself.
Yeah, what is that one?
Whatever fucking Demi
I don't-
Lovato is, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Just now, don't. Your hands.
All right, so I
extremely
take it
warm,
back.
By the way,
Maybe-
don't fucking touch me.
Maybe whenever you looked at his nut, it's not gay because
It's exactly.
it's
See,
your own nut.
See?
I don't know. It had me for the first 2 minutes, and then this whole shit just started going fucking nuts.
It is a wild.
What about
theory.
everyone else? There is no one else. In this universe,
Come on, so
there's-
what is the basis of this theory? Like, where is like there can't be any scientific.
oh no, it's all religion.
But where did it come? Like, where did this theory
I don't
come
know.
from?
I honestly don't. I did not do any research on it.
Somebody
Some guy
had
in
to be
ayahuasca for fucking
Yeah, probably.
3 months
and was on some crazy
Yeah.
psychedelics,
Hey, but psychedelics are the
transcendent drug.
roadway to the truth.
Yeah, they really are. Did you
there's
hear?
just
Not the ones I did.
They're I keep hearing it on Joe Rogan how like government should take psychedelics whenever they like make decisions because it actually is like the drug of truth. Like it
Yeah.
shows you way more than you could fathom. Actually, I'm gonna try
That's-
some
I wouldn't
psychedelics. I'm
mind.
not
That's the
gonna lie.
only time where I don't agree with Joe Rogan. That's all because I've done shrooms and acid a lot.
But I wonder what kind
And
of
it's not-
psychedelics he's talking
It's
about.
shrooms and acid are like the
And like LSD.
that's
LSD
acid.
is
Oh, okay.
acid.
I
He's
didn't know that.
talking psilocybin is the one he really talks about. Ayahuasca, I've heard a lot about.
that's the only one I don't because like I've taken that DMT.
Yeah, DMT. He's talked about.
That's nothing to do. Like it won't help you make a decision. It just like because when I took DMT, I had a girl slug with big titties crawling up my leg and sitting over my face. So, and then the next time I took
You had a bad
DMT,
trip.
I was in the bathroom and there was a dark shadow came in and a light, and they were arguing over who was going to get my soul.
I wonder if it only works for like for the truth and like for smart people.
Well, though they've said
No offense.
they said
No.
that they said that they think it's actually really good for people with PTSD.
Oh,
But then
That
you
would
do
be
run that.
terrible.
But then you run that risk, like if you have a bad trip, that could
Yeah.
actually make it worse.
I liked it. I enjoyed the whole thing. I was trying to fuck the slug. But I just don't.
so
That's
what's
the only
the
thing I'm
form?
different on him
Is
with.
it like food or a pill or
I don't know. I honestly
What?
don't know.
like what was the form of it?
DMT?
Yeah.
You smoke it in like a bowl you would smoke.
Oh,
weed in.
okay.
It's
It's like a dried herb.
little bit. It's not the safest to make because if you know what they put in it, Like if you put too much of this one product in it, it could blow your fucking kitchen up.
Oh,
So it's kind of like almost like a cleaner. It's like it's not a cleaner, but like whatever you use in it, probably not the safest. I'm sure
Yeah, I
there's
didn't
other
know that.
ways.
and this stuff is illegal, right?
Yeah, all this stuff is
DMT?
still illegal.
Yeah, because I think it's illegal to make it, but I thought you could.
Yeah, I don't think it's like the same punishment as what like some other things would be, like heroin and cocaine.
DMT don't show up on a drug test because
Okay.
you have it in your body already.
I wouldn't trust anyone enough to buy it off of somebody. So
The guy who did
I'll trust Joe
the guy
Rogan.
who did these tattoos for me
Oh.
also made it. So me and him
Nice.
did it.
Nice.
I mean, maybe I'll hit up Joe Rogan.
There you
Try
go.
and get something from
Hey.
him.
Hit me up, bro. We know that you know people.
You
If he wants to
and
get
me.
on our podcast.
You stared blankly at me. But all the people on Earth, all you, different incarnations of you. Wait, I'm everyone. Now you're getting it.
And no one.
I'm every human being who ever lived,
Wait, so
or
we're
who
Jesus
will
Christ?
ever live.
Jesus
Yes,
technically wanted to live.
I'm Abraham Lincoln, and you're John Wilkes Booth too.
Damn!
I'm Hitler, you said, appalled. And you're the millions he killed. I'm Jesus, and you're everyone who followed him.
Oh, Jesus is part of it.
You fell silent. Every time you victimized someone, you were victimizing yourself.
That looks
Every
like
act of kindness you've done to yourself. Every happy and sad moment ever experienced by any human was or will be experienced by you. You thought for a long time. Why? Why do all this? Because someday you will become like me. Because that's what you are. You're one of my kind. You're my child. Wow, you said
and he
incredulous.
said there's multiple.
You mean
there's many of
I'm
him.
a god? No, not yet. You're a fetus. You're still growing. Once you've lived every human life throughout all time, you will have grown enough to be
So-
born.
Each god has their own.
So the whole universe, it's just an egg, I answered. Now it's time for you to move on to your next life. And I sent you on your way.
So every universe. So everything that we can see, like, through the James Webb telescope, all the way back to the Big Bang, if that's real, like that's just one egg.
One egg.
All these billions of galaxies all in one egg belonging to one god. And there's multiple of these gods, like many of these gods.
Mind blow. What are your thoughts, Ethan? You were pretty quiet.
It had me for the first 2 minutes, and after that, it just became
So basically, we're
fucking
gonna
like some crazy
Yeah.
fucking theory.
like we're gonna transcend it. Like the whole transcendence thing is actually kind of interesting to me, but to transcend into a god, I don't know, man. It makes the whole like alien. Don't take alien as in like as we know it from like movies and shit like that, but an alien as a
Transcendent being.
transcendent being.
I don't know. I think the actual reincarnation thing is more believable than this fucking thing.
Maybe.
Now, would he have said if it would have went in? There's multiple of you. Like all my sperm is on Earth right now, and like you guys are each reincarnating. Like everybody's switching and learning different things before maybe then. But like the fact that everybody was him at a certain point, that lost me there.
Understandable. So let me ask you this. Assuming the egg theory is true, right, with us all being one being, every person who has ever lived or ever will live, does this change your stance on abortion?
No, because you still have to experience it. It still would have been a life you were supposed to.
If abortion happens, it's because really he wanted it to happen.
You did it to yourself.
You did it to yourself, but like, I mean, in this theory, this god basically has history written out for him.
No,
If
it's still free will. You're just experiencing a life.
He's dropping him back in 540 AD. He's just every time he dies, he's dropping him different places. But so really, he is writing history. And so, like, if an abortion happens, it's because he wants it to happen.
You mean you want it to happen? If this was you,
Well, I mean, they're the same person.
no, that's not the same person. That God that was talking to us. That's our parent.
Right, but he's like, I'm you. Like, or, yeah, I guess.
You're one of my species.
Okay, yeah. But, no, it still doesn't change my...
Doesn't
why would it
change it?
change my stance on
Well,
abortion?
because you said if everything that we do in this doesn't matter, or if this is true, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
So the same thing could be said for someone who maybe is pro-choice, that sure, that choice I made, it doesn't matter. It was maybe supposed to still happen.
Like what I just said.
Yeah, that
But-
struggle I went through, it was just going to happen regardless because it's already happened or will happen.
When's the time I get to be a fucking athlete? Like, when's my turn to be in the NFL or
You already,
WNBA or
you
something?
already have been.
You already have been.
You were
Maybe
Michael
I skipped
Jordan
it.
and Cal Ripken Jr. at the same time.
I feel like
dude.
my last life I was like a black gangster or something now.
So you were like Biggie or Tupac.
No,
I
they're
was trying to
rappers.
think people that are dead.
Now, you could argue that even if this is true, that the pro-life stance would still be supported, and that by aborting the fetus, that would disrupt the cycle and then make it take longer to transcend to
Yeah.
God.
We should throw this idea by Charlie Kirk, like the religious aspect of it.
Ooh.
See what he thinks about that. Because he's pro-life also, but like what he thinks about that.
He would look at this egg theory thing.
Yeah.
He's
I don't
probably
think
already
it's-
seen it, and he would probably be
'cause it's
like,
pretty
"You guys
popular.
are fucking gay."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he definitely goes for more of the religious side of it. Because I don't agree with him totally on that, and that I do believe that even if a woman was raped, she has the right to make that choice. That is one of my
Yeah.
and only reason. And he says no, the child would still be born.
Yeah. Well,
Two wrongs don't make a right. And I get where he's coming from, but I'm sorry.
Well,
I still
also,
think that's her
like-
choice.
Yeah, like because the one person brought up if your daughter was like 10 or 11 and they got raped and got pregnant, and he was like, no, that child would still give birth, but it's like
I
no
don't think I
matter
could
what,
force
they're going to
that.
have
I
a
guess-
traumatic experience because they were
Yeah.
raped, they got pregnant, and if you abort it or have the baby, regardless, it's going to
Still
be
traumatic.
just as traumatic.
Because he's not saying they should keep it. He's just saying
Yeah,
like
adoption.
you could still like you could have the baby and still give it a life.
But do
just
you really
because.
want your 10 or 11-year-old to go through
But
childbirth?
there's
Yeah.
also that factor that he doesn't look into. Because like I've seen some of like the stuff he said on it. Because like he's on the very religious side of it.
Yes.
But you have to play into a fact that when that kid gets old, one, there is a chance it could be a little rapey because
Yeah.
of like DNA makeup. And then finding out the kid, because at some point that kid's going to know he was adopted.
Yeah.
So when
And-
you find out you're adopted,
and-
now you're going to break
and
that
why.
kid. His psychic's going to be fucked. And then when he realizes, oh, my mom was raped, then now they might not have that information where like
Yeah.
he was adopted, but like you're still when a kid finds out he's adopted, that does something to where like you kind of feel like
Piece of shit.
no, Tim's like the fucking like you have that like kind of like
Huh?
loner. No, like I'm saying Tim's like there was like psychic fucking
Oh.
classes he takes or whatever.
Psychology.
Psychology.
But like you, because like even like so with my dad leaving,
Yeah.
that still plays a factor in like your
Yeah.
makeup. So like you do like it feels like that unwanted bit. So like when you
That's
find out you're
where it's-
adopted, you
That's
could
where
still
I go
fuck
with
that
it.
kid up.
Well, that's where I go with like I'm trying to put myself in those shoes. Like you find out you're adopted, so your mom either didn't want you or couldn't take care of you, and then you find out you're a child of rape.
Which they
So-
probably won't find that one out.
They might not, but it would still
But if
feel
you
like you're
do
going
find
through
out-
an
Yeah.
existential crisis.
But if you do,
He didn't pick it up.
no, because I'm thinking about. I did pick up what he just said.
I
Like
mean,
if
the
you-
hard boiled truth is that it's still
Well,
pretty very.
All right, dude. Enough egg fucking jokes.
All right, sorry, I don't gotta forbid. I gotta walk on eggshells around
No,
here.
like,
Not something to talk about on this podcast, but
his-
maybe after.
God, you guys make me exhausted.
fucking. I'm trying to be serious with him.
his, like, because Charlie Kirk doesn't understand, like,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
like,
if I'm exceeding your
some-
expectations.
Just keep talking.
some people might go to a nice loving family or something, but like,
Yeah.
there's other through adoptions, like, you're going to sit in probably a, eggshell of
All right, now you're doing extra. I think we should celebrate that we're having a great time right now.
This is officially my 2-week resignation.
Are you ignoring us?
Somebody help me.
I think that video's got his brain a little scrambled.
He's a little eggs in Miami.
You know, Danny, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, right? You gotta spread out a little bit.
Is anybody looking for a podcast co-host
You
or
can't
anything?
let go of the Eggo.
Ooh, that's a good one.
No, stop. Tim drug me into it. Tim drug me into it.
You know what?
My application will be online.
You know what? Get cracked.
Hey, there's apparently plenty of podcasts out there from our
There really
comments.
are. They are.
I'm sorry.
I think they're looking for something a little
Call me.
runny.
I don't know how Tim does this on a day. Like, I felt so disgusting.
Brothers chatter at gmail.com. Just hit me up. Email. I'll give you my phone number.
So, still talking about eggs. Egg prices. It's a little ridiculous.
Have you seen the fucking 18 pack?
Fucking goddamn chicken flu, dude. That's fucking why.
But
Well, bird flu,
yet the price of chicken hasn't went up.
I guess because
Isn't that wild?
I guess it's something. Like, I guess because they're killing like it was something to do with the
Well,
ones that make the
eggs.
hatch eggs or something. Or whatever. I don't know.
because they said the reason I was doing a little bit of reading on it, they said the reason it gets spread so much is from wild birds, and once it gets into a flock of hens,
so like all the big fucking factories that are just like they're chicken factories that lay eggs. A wild one got in.
I mean, I don't think they're fully enclosed. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I also saw a thing. This was a month ago where the lady who said like the whatever head she was that said we had a bird flu outbreak. Apparently, a farmer was like, "None of my birds are acting sick though."
Yeah.
And he went back and tested the bodies of the ones that and none of them were positive. So like apparently I saw like she was like apparently getting charges brought against her. But I don't know if it's like that was just kind of like a little fake thing or because like my understanding is I thought it's over with. It's just now we're kind of going back to we've killed a lot of birds off. So now there's not as many eggs.
I mean, it's like 18 pack is like $8 something, almost $9.
It's $9.
Is that how much it is?
It's $9 right now.
Because I was looking last night because I was thinking, remember 2 years ago we went through an egg, and I thought that was more, but apparently it's not. In 2023 January, it was the average price was $4.82 a dozen. Now it's $4.95 is the average price.
See, people are bitching about it, but
It's
like
5 something.
But when,
it might be up.
But when you said an 18 pack, for $9, you're too like. I know, like the price, but I know the price has risen. But like, think of other stuff you spend money on.
Last year, I could buy
like to me, $9 for 18 eggs is still like it's.
But last year, I could buy 18 eggs for like 5 something.
I think it sucks is I usually give the reason her coat's so soft.
That's what
because I give her a raw egg. I had to kind of cut back on that every day.
Because every day, like every other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's something else going on because
they're just driving the price up.
Exactly. Just like gas is like it's normal for it to be over $3 now. When 15 years ago, if it went over $2, everybody went into a fucking panic. Now this is the new norm. Like they say inflation, but it's really just inflation causes the new norm.
They also every president who runs, Trump's was bad for it also. Every president who runs should stop promising prices to go down on things because, like, I don't give a fuck what they say. Nobody's in control. That's the market.
Yes.
Didn't Trump? I mean, he's not going to get it done right away, but I think most of us know. Didn't he get some prices to drop?
Well, he did get the gas prices.
I mean, gas prices, but what about other? I really don't remember.
No, he didn't. President has no control over gas prices.
Okay, his administration
none of them did that. The price was. I'm not saying Biden was.
During his administration, he cut a deal with. I'm pretty sure it was Saudi Arabia.
But the price hasn't dropped yet.
No, I'm talking about his first term.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say this price hasn't dropped.
Yeah, well, that's.
But I'm saying like
they just started up our own.
Think about
redoing our own.
Think about when the price really started coming up. What happened?
Well, that was the recession back in.
No, I'm talking about just recently,
Bush.
like within Biden's. When the price of gas started coming up, what happened?
I don't remember.
We pulled out of Afghanistan. All of our troops, which means we stopped getting the oil over there because we're not over there anymore to control it.
Yeah.
So our prices rise up.
But weren't we, when Trump was in, I mean, I agree. I know Trump isn't directly responsible for the gas prices, but through indirect actions taken? Weren't we drilling here in America when he was?
We were.
Yeah, and we're going to start again.
But
we were also getting, I think, a deal on Canada because Canada has a shit ton of like natural.
Yeah, they have a lot,
but they can't refine.
We were getting. Well, they were in the middle of doing the Alaska pipeline.
Yeah,
and then we were getting some from Canada.
That Keystone pipeline that got shut down?
And then this time we're doing more offshore drilling, like in the Gulf of America and shit like that.
And I've seen that Trump struck a deal or is in the process of striking a deal with Ukraine and Russia about like their rare earth materials.
Yeah, I love it because we got like 50% of their revenue for nothing.
Yeah.
Like he just agreed to it all because he sided with Putin instead of Zelensky. And Zelensky got butthurt and started running his mouth. So it's like
Trump and Putin are like kind of like making a pact together.
Yeah,
they've always been.
Which, to be honest with you, because my buddy Cam at work loves like old war histories and stuff. So like we'll watch some like shows from the get go. I don't know why. Like World War II, Britain. I don't give a fuck if any of these people on TikTok wrote. Fuck the UK and Britain because you guys are fucking pussies.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything but bomb fucking innocent people.
Yeah.
You didn't know help. Russia was putting work in.
Oh yeah.
Like we should have from the get go. Us and Russia should have been way closer. Because here's the thing. Canada, fuck you guys. I hope your whole country burns down.
Yeah. Once we buy Greenland, we'll have all the minerals we need.
Canada has always tariffed us more. We've just taken it. They use us more. We just whatever. We're like the fucking big brother for them.
And then we have to protect them.
But us and Russia coming together, that's like world domination type shit. Because
China.
Well, China, like, they make cool stuff, but it breaks down and like they're all pussies.
Yeah, they're just the tech side of everything.
These glasses are holding pretty well.
But like, that's the whole reason for the Ukraine and Russia war was because Zelensky didn't want to give his rare earth minerals to Russia, and that's what Putin wanted, was part of that deal.
Well, plus he wanted that land back.
He wanted the land back.
He wanted the land back because Zelensky wouldn't share the rare earth minerals or the revenue from it.
Zelensky also, like, when people were like, Ukraine, like Putin's about. Zelensky is a fucking dictator.
Piece of shit.
He
is a dictator.
He canceled all elections. He's
because they're in war.
5th year right now or something. Like he's pretty much cheating his way in. But I did see where he's agreed to like also like now step down and like have another election too. Trump pretty much just said like, good try. Like we've caught other countries with our like the drug cartel right now are using American made like shit that we gave Ukraine that Ukraine's selling them.
I think that is the one thing I like about Trump. I mean, I know he's a little polarizing and I get why a lot of people don't like him, but for once when he's in office, we don't feel like we're a bunch of pussies. Yeah. We don't feel like we're being bullied around. We feel like we're standing on the stage and people are listening to what we say.
Yeah,
we won't be.
And he's a wild card because who would have thought his whole campaign, he was like, I'm going to end the war in Russia and Ukraine. And they're like, all right, awesome. No one had it on their bingo card that he was going to side with Putin. And
I did.
That doesn't surprise me because him and Putin.
And Putin were good.
Not just side with Putin, but go against Zelensky.
I had a feeling like I feel like a lot of fucking people when you look into. That's why from the get go when like people were like, oh my god, free Ukraine, and I was like, you guys do know like Zelensky's a lying piece of shit.
Exactly. Right? And Biden was just sending him billions upon billions of dollars.
The only thing I don't like that is hurting Trump, and hopefully, from what I've noticed, he's kind of toned it back, is he needs to get rid of Elon Musk. Elon Musk needs to not be in the media anymore for any of the speeches.
Yeah, that's what the Democrats definitely seem to be focusing on.
I think that he needs to let just his employees do their job of, going through all the agencies and looking for fraud, waste, and abuse, but yeah, Elon, sure, you can head that department, but you don't need to be on camera all the time.
I think Trump signed a deal with the devil working with Elon Musk.
I don't know if it's a deal with the devil. It's just the Democrats and all that, like, hate Elon so much.
A lot of people do now. It's not
even taking some of the hate off of Trump, though.
It's taking the hate off Trump.
No, he's getting blamed for bringing it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I haven't heard a whole lot of Trump hate lately. It's all Elon. Elon's the fucking devil.
I'm gonna be honest.
They're also scared.
One time out. I've never liked Elon Musk. I've always thought he was a shady piece of shit.
Really?
Anybody with that much money is a shady piece of shit.
I've always thought he was a shady piece of shit. He never has he's not doing this for good intention. He's doing this for himself. There's reasons for him. No, it's bullshit. Because there's a lot of things he's putting Doge in now too. Like I like Doge. Don't get me wrong. Like they need to cut this shit. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things behind it, like he's doing to help his businesses. Like he's cutting out his competitors from this shit as well. Like a lot of shit he's doing is not like.
I mean, I think
he's a piece of
whether
shit.
he is or not. I think Trump's intention from the get go was he loves this country just as much as every other patriot loves this country, and wants to see it being ran without the fraud, without the just like the shady shit that goes on. Like the American people are the reason why this country is so great, but all you're doing is stealing from them and abusing from them and making them slaves. Like people got to work like slaves, and like I love that this bill's getting passed. The no tax on tips, no tax on
but now
overtime,
you know what's going to happen.
No tax on Social Security.
When there's a positive, there's always a negative to things now. So like, yeah, you might not get taxed on that, but now you might only work 20 hours a week.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like if you don't,
or they're not, or you're not working overtime.
Like DJS, you're telling me that overtime's gonna go away?
Yeah,
no,
but
it's not.
But you can't.
24/7 facilities
time out.
Are not going to
But that
lose
doesn't
overtime.
make up a huge population of what people
True,
work.
but
like,
24/7 facilities
It's cool for them. Like it's cool for like people like that are gonna, they're gonna get that money. But then like for me, who like God, I want overtime. Now we're never gonna get offered overtime.
Think about this: what's the number one occupation field in this country? The medical field. Nurses.
Nurses don't make overtime.
Nursing assistant. Yeah, they do.
Nurses at the hospital.
Don't they usually work like 12 or 16
hours? Oh, yeah,
hours.
they work 12-hour shifts, but sometimes you get like 20 hours.
They can pick up extra. No, you're not supposed to.
They
that's
get
illegal.
Stuck all the time.
That's illegal as fuck.
But
like that's what.
I don't think that's one of those jobs you can just call off.
But now they're going to say it with nurses because like I know like some who like will pick up an extra shift, which then that is 12 hours of overtime.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be like,
yeah, but then like all right,
so work understaffed.
Like, I mean,
look at UPMC that just got shot up. They were understaffed that day as well. It got shut up.
Wait, they got shut up?
You know the one in Pittsburgh? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. No,
the ICU. A lot of people died. Happened last week. I'm surprised. Like actually, nobody said that.
Well, speaking of you, Pittsburgh, have you watched that new? No, it has to do with what we're talking about. The new show. It's about the hospital in Pittsburgh. It's a hospital. Like it actually would go into like you like Chicago Med and shit like that. I think you would like it. Ashley was watching it and like I just sat down and started watching with her. I'm fucking hooked now. So like the first 8 episodes are it's all one shift. What?
Nothing.
What?
You guys ever sit here sometimes and like just like you kind of jump back in your body? And like you're like, holy fuck, we go all over the place.
Yeah,
we definitely do.
Well, no, like so the first 8 episodes, it's an hour. So each episode's an hour, but it's the same day. It's a whole shift and 8 episodes. And it's fucking wild. Like it's really, really good show. You should check it out.
Is it like real?
No, it's not real. It's about a hospital in Pittsburgh that's understaffed and under like they don't make a whole lot of money. But the doctors and stuff that they have there are like top of the line. Very, very good.
It's interesting. There was a shooting at a hospital. I guess instead of school shootings, now we're having hospital shootings.
Well, no, this was the guy.
At least these people are almost dead.
One of the nurses put out on Facebook, like spoke out after the shooting about it. Like the guy, his wife was there.
That's where I figured it was
something.
Insurance,
like maybe. Something didn't go right or something, and they didn't get full detail, but like I guess. He was because like this lady, like I liked how she wrote it because she was like, I don't blame him. Like yes, like I don't like what happened, but like I don't blame him.
What was that
like,
Denzel Washington movie?
Like well, that's
John
what I'm saying.
Q.
Like that's
Good
kind of
movie.
what happened. Like she said, like he's going through. He lost the love of his life. Like yeah, like we don't need this, but this is also why we need better help with this. Like hospitals should be offering more mental help for people who just lose loved ones and. You need more security. And,
absolutely.
But like, yeah, apparently the guy came back. I think he killed a couple people, and then I think the police ended up killing him. He killed a cop too.
Damn.
It was not like.
I mean, John Q didn't go through all that.
He like
took over.
Brought zip ties, like
would've.
zip tied the fucking nurses and shit up, and I guess was killing people he blamed for.
I mean, it's no different than the CEO killer. I mean, he was just he was in his head, he was holding the person accountable of the, you know.
I'm gonna watch how I word this. Won't get in trouble. But when my nanny was in the hospital last year, and they kept giving her she has that congestive heart failure too, so like her fluids weren't draining, so all that stays in your body.
Yeah.
Well, they kept giving her fucking morphine, which then we thought she was dying. Like the hospital, they even brought that care team that comes in and talks to you about next steps, and so we're like, oh fuck, she's gonna die, and the guy's like, we don't know timetables, but we could start getting some care going and make her comfortable. The whole time they were fucking overdosing her.
One morphine.
So I've thought about flipping the fuck out,
Yeah,
going in there and fucking.
I mean, that's the same thing with my sister-in-law. I mean, all would have been justified. I can't tell you how many times that they've fucked up when Angela's diagnosis.
Yeah, and that's what and it's not it's never nurses. It's always the fucking doctors. That
a lot of them,
you go to school for 8 fucking some years and you think you're so fucking good at your job,
but a lot of them become lazy.
It's common sense to when you're not draining fluid. I was just a fucking ambulance guy.
Yeah,
it's common sense when you're not draining fluid. The drugs are staying in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really sucks when families just going through that kind of stuff. I mean, the pain is really excruciating.
All right. So, we'll see.
Can you give me another egg example?
Are we done?
Sorry.
See, here's the thing. He checks out with that stuff, but when and I'm not trying to be mean, when you start talking about that show, my mind just went blank. I'm listening the whole time, but I'm that's why I get so quiet.
This is why the podcast isn't going nowhere, because our host can't actually sit there and listen to
I'm listening, but I can't engage because I'm I don't know what to say. I'm literally in my mind going, I don't know what to say. Because it's not scripted for me.
So
you're excruciating.
So you're really bad socially.
Sometimes
you have conversations with people at work.
You're a fucking egg tart.
Because I'm.
I don't.
It's kind of hard to explain.
That's right.
It's kind of hard to explain. I really.
So every conversation do you script it out before?
No, not every conversation, but I do script out.
You know what? No, I'm with them. I do that too. If I'm all right, just
if it's someone I don't really know, sure.
No. I'm if I'm going to work or something, in your head, something might go down.
Yeah.
Something might get brought up. There might be a meeting. So in my head, I'm having a conversation talking out loud to myself, or in my head, this is what I'm going to say. And if they respond this way, I'm going to respond this way.
That's what I do.
I'm sure that's not your voice that you talk to.
No, that's nothing to do with bipolar. That's probably anxiety.
It's anxiety. It's my ADHD, and there's a really close link. I think I'm not being funny. I think I'm actually a little bit autistic.
Yeah, I think a lot.
There's a very strong link between ADHD and autistic, and I think I probably lean more towards autism than ADHD because you and I are two totally different ADHD. Because to your point, we're all over the place. Usually, and I'm not trying to throw any shade towards you. It's usually he just starts talking about some other new thing, which is fine. But
does
I'm
it kind of irk you?
I didn't have. I didn't. No, this is how my brain. I didn't have this. I'm wait a minute, that's not in the script for today. I just sit here.
No, that's what but does it make you feel because when he was doing that thing, when he went to the doctor show or whatever, does it make you feel weird inside to you? You just want to be yo, shut the fuck up.
I do.
You're I don't know where we're going.
Yeah,
dude.
I didn't have
this
this
to be a fat retard. So I thought I was the only one thinking at the time too, because I'm not going to tell people I talk in my head.
I hear what you guys are saying, but I checked out of that whole conversation. No, I'm joking.
See, you're retarded too.
Listen, I think we put too many labels on everything. I don't.
No, you need a label.
There
you
is something, whatever it's called, retardism or whatever.
Yeah, flutter brain.
But I don't think I don't want to say like autism isn't a real thing, but I think like
It is.
the fucking spectrum keeps getting stretched and stretched and stretched
when
much.
they say you're on the spectrum, they're not meaning you're retarded.
I know that
because like there are signs.
Autism has gotten stretched over the past 10 years. Has gotten stretched so fucking.
I think it's because it's gotten worse.
That now, I mean, the percentage that somebody could be on the very, very tip of that spectrum is like incredibly high. But it's
they're
like,
also learning a lot more about it.
You're a jack off for thinking that he might have some autism. It's something else.
It's like social. Like autism's like. Correct me if I'm wrong. Autism's like a lot of like social shit.
It is a lot of
That's
social
why.
stuff. That's why I do struggle. I'm extroverted in my most comfortable situations. Like when I'm up in front of a class teaching, I'm at my most confident. I can say anything. I feel like an expert. I'm not trying to like pump my own head up, but then in certain things where I'm emotionally charged, I have to have things scripted out. If I'm having an intense conversation with someone, I have to have it scripted
when you
out.
first started in training, you feel that same way?
It was more the nervousness, and I became more comfortable
because
more
you
competent.
did it. Yeah. You practiced it more and more and more.
That's what we did at Friends Aware with people.
That's
the more we practice it with them, the better they got with their like routine. But
like
as soon as their routine got thrown off,
there's a reason a lot of people who like know me in that lens, they call me Sheldon Cooper, because like Big Bang Theory, his character, probably on the spectrum.
I can see why he made it better at headquarters than he did at camp. Because here's my thing.
Is that shade or no shade?
No, it's not shade.
I'm surprised it's still in the conversation because we're so off script again.
Here's my thing. You practice and practice and practice. Like you can take any job and apply that, right? But look at the job that we did on the floor. Okay, there are parts of it that you can practice every single day and you get better and better. Like I never talked to young black kids from Baltimore or young kids of color. I've never talked to them in my life. Like I know, I mean, in this area, we didn't have a lot of them growing up, you know, so I didn't have that practice, but the more and more I did it, the more I felt comfortable with it. But what made me better at my job were those moments that shit hit the fan. And that part you can't practice. You can't script it. And at the beginning, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to quit. Then it was actually Fender who taught me in every situation, you have to try to remain as calm as possible, even when shit hits the fan. And that's why when shit hit the fan, like whenever you got a snowball thrown 20 feet from your head and you just fucking jack the kid to the ground.
Well, that was Anchor.
That
was my bipolar.
I tiptoed over to you because I didn't panic. I remained calm in that situation, even though you wanted to kill the kid.
So why do you say I do better at headquarters than I do at the camp? Because I did well at the camp.
Because like
I didn't have any
control
issues.
Everything at headquarters.
Yeah,
at
you
camps,
like more of control. Whereas
I do like control.
But if you're on the spectrum,
I'm
the
better.
Camp would have been worse for you because you don't have things to lay out. Because a kid might come to you one day and be like, "Hey, I was ass fucked by my dad." You're not going to have a fucking sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, I never had to deal with that situation, but I didn't really struggle with camp. Actually, I did really well.
It was a joke.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
Not really a joke, but like when shit hits the fan or shit is like the situation he brought up.
I like how you got the snowball thing in there.
No, the situation you brought up about like, you know, the kid was asked because I had a situation where I had like a kid was like, yeah, I walked by in detention. I walked by a room and that kid was fucking him from behind. And I had to report that. But I'm like, I've never done anything like that before. But I was at my best because I knew what to do. But it was like in the moment, on the fly, I know what to say, I know what to do, and my brain is working the best. And I don't know if that's like my ADHD or if it's just because that kind of shit excites me.
Maybe. I mean, I think
like kids getting fucked.
Not what happened.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Not
no.
He's like,
Big Chart better remember this shit because I got fucking thrown out for being a fucking fighter.
Kids getting
just fucking say kids getting fucking ass pounded from the back.
It was a moment that wasn't normal.
He's like, wait a minute, tell me more.
A moment that wasn't normal when shit hit the fan.
Wait a minute.
I'm checking out this conversation.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of which, hey, Ellie, I'm getting excited.
It was the moment when shit hit the fan, and it wasn't a normal thing that I go through every day.
Did you say you
what
were in a
excited
bit of
me.
an eggshell?
Your guys' autism is really showing with this.
I'm sorry, I don't know why it's so fun to do. Try it.
It's really.
I don't
fun.
want to.
Okay, Mr. Grumpy. Mr.
He's got to be dog.
Somebody's a little
No.
grumpy
My mid
autistic.
finally kicked
They
in.
finally kicked in, and you can't tell.
No, thank God you said it because like I thought I was the only one that sits here and like does that shit, and I'm like I must like I think there is something. I was blaming the bipolar though.
I just try to look for moments like, okay, hold on.
So let me guess, you're neurodivergent too now.
Well, no,
Man, you're such a hater.
Alexis has also like always said like she's like you're on the spectrum for sure. Like certain things I do and like weird shit, like because like as I've gotten older, have you realized like has it like as you've gotten older, it's gotten like worse too?
Oh yeah, mine's
Because
definitely
like
got worse.
I wasn't that bad as a kid, but like now that I'm getting older, like things have to be a certain way,
COVID
or I
fucked
like
me up.
yeah, I'm like fucking
COVID really.
Or
fucked
like,
me up.
do you hyper focus on stuff?
yes.
So that's like, I mean, I'm at like my most calm and in the zone when I'm sitting at the
See,
table doing a
And
puzzle.
I feel like you and I are more like we don't know calm.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
so
do you make things in your head too, like that hasn't even happened? Like you're like, holy fuck, if this happens, like what do I like? This crazy shit that you're making your day
Very-
fucking panic.
Every
for
once in a while,
nothing.
maybe like less than a handful of times per year, do I have just a totally calm moment where I'm just
I mean, I'm
Now,
good whenever
is it-
like when everything is like not as it should be, scrambled. But like I'm like
we
When-
create
when I sit there and
crisis in our
and
heads.
work on a puzzle at the house, like I was doing right before I came here, I lose time because I'm so focused, but I'm
Yeah.
also so calm in that moment.
Well, that's video games. Like yesterday, brought the PS5 out to the living room, feel me? And like I was like sitting down, just focus. I'm now like my head was still wander though, because
Yeah.
like there was still like thoughts of like, yeah, this happens and fucking this or this, but like it can reel me back in. But like real
Like,
life
when can I
shit,
get my
panic.
Harleys?
I focus so
That
much
is,
on
yeah.
video games and my
After
eyes
this.
water. Like my eyes will hurt. Like I'll go to
Yeah.
look away and I gotta like
Yeah.
focus way too intense, and I don't mean to.
You think all them little motherfuckers walking around with Game Boys play Pokemon?
Well, I noticed apparently I was like I had my leg like in a little bit and my knee was like pushing downwards. And apparently I was in that position for a long time because when I stood up, whatever that tendon is that runs
It
like
was sore.
that runs down the side, I fucking like I can't even sit cross-legged right now because it hurts so fucking bad. But I didn't fucking know I was sitting like that. Like that shit hurts.
It's awesome.
I also think more people are on the spectrum now because like they're learning more about it. So like,
Oh, yeah,
because
I'm
you're
more
on the
aware.
spectrum doesn't mean like you're disabled or not. Like it's just like
It just-
autism's like more common. 'Cause I think Joe Rogan brought it up, like because like RFK was talking about it, like being on the scale is way more common than what it was even when you guys were kids. So like it's obviously in stuff we're eating and putting in
Yeah.
our body
Well, that's what I'm
that is
saying.
causing it.
They're attributing a lot of that to like the dyes and stuff
Yeah,
that we
Rick and
eat,
Morty and whatnot.
processed foods.
It helps me to just be more aware, so I know it's not just that I'm like an asshole or something. It helps me to aware like where it's coming from, and then I'm better able to address what the root cause of it,
yeah.
basically.
Because like RFK had like good points. Like, have you ever wondered why good food is expensive as fuck, and like only people with money can eat that food, and then you have the processed foods. Like, why the fuck can I buy a 100-pack of fucking Totino pizza rolls for way cheaper than I can get fucking broccoli? Like
Yeah, it's
like
sad.
yeah.
It's
that's
ridiculous. And it's
weird.
been like that for like 20
But
years,
it's
30
labeling,
years.
just like how they said like the AIDS epidemic like focused on gay black men. Like
Mhm.
it's labeled like they're saying it's labeling like community. So like your poor people, they are doing it all comes back to healthcare. So like the healthcare people are controlling it, saying like all the poor people are gonna get all these fucking issues going on from eating processed foods, and they can't afford healthcare, so they're gonna get on this, then they're gonna get dropped in this and this and this. So like they're controlling people's lives through that.
Yeah.
That's why like I do like RFK because like he's like
Yeah, it's an
Well,
excellent theory.
Good
Or-
one, good one.
Don't touch
Or-
me.
I was
on
just
a
going to use one
band.
because he missed an opportunity when he said egg-expensive.
oh fuck, I did. I didn't
All
even
right.
fucking realize.
All right. Well, for trying to keep these episodes short,
Someone needs to take their ADHD medicine sooner.
We're an hour in, so
I mean, I don't care.
well, we said we were trying to keep them shorter, and it has not gotten any
I
shorter.
do want Hartley's now that you said it. I was going to get it after this, but now I'm really
I
hungry.
have to go work. I'm making wings tonight.
I thought about going out and doing deliveries, but I gotta go out of town all weekend. Going to Morgantown. Or not Morgantown, Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
So you're going all. So we're not doing a TikTok then.
No, we're still doing it.
Oh,
We're still doing it. We haven't decided if we're going to stay night. We probably won't. If we do, I can just join from my phone.
I'll be in Morgantown again next week. I don't know how many days. Ashley's having surgery. She's having her thyroid removed.
just take one fucking weekend off.
No, that's how you grow.
Hey, let's end this so it's not any longer. See you guys next week. Deuces.
Have an egg-tastic day.